Previously, you have studied all about the redox reactions. Here are two spoons. One is covered with impurities and the other spoon is as clean as new. You must have seen some old copper utensils turn black when kept unused. This happens because of the redox reactions. This impurity is removed using the electrode process. In the upcoming slides, we will study how to use the redox reactions using the electrode process. Here, the redox reaction can be shown using the electrode process in an experiment. Here the zinc rod is dipped in a copper sulfate solution. The reaction takes place, zinc is oxidized to zinc ions and copper ions are reduced to metallic copper. This happens because of the direct transfer of electrons from zinc to copper. In this reaction, heat is evolved. This type of reaction is known as a redox reaction. In this experiment, we will take two beakers, one with copper sulfate solution and one with zinc sulfate solution. Next, we will put a copper strip or copper rod in this first beaker and zinc rod or zinc strip in the second beaker. Now the reaction will take place in each beaker and we will see that at the interface of the metal and the salt solution, the reduced and the oxidized forms of the same species. A redox couple is defined as having both the oxidized and reduced forms of a substance taking part in the oxidation or reduction half reaction. In the experiment on the previous slide, the two redox couples are zinc ions / zinc and copper ions / copper. Here the oxidized form is placed before the reduced form as you can see here. In this experiment, both solutions are kept in separate beakers placed side by side and connected with a salt bridge. It is clear from the slide that a salt bridge is a U-shaped tube with a solution of potassium chloride or ammonium nitrate, generally solidified by boiling with agar-agar and later cooling to a jelly-like substance. The salt bridge provides an electric contact between the two solutions without letting the solution to mix with each other. We can see on the screen a representation of the salt bridge in the Daniell cell experiment. Let us now discuss the arrangement of Daniell cell. We can see on the screen a setup of Daniell cell. So, Daniell cell is an arrangement of metallic wire joined up along with two rods of zinc and copper respectively. The supply is provided to the arrangement with an ammeter and a switch. Here, when the switch is off, no reaction takes place in any of the beakers and since no current flows through the metallic wire. But when the switch is turned on, few observations were observed which we will discuss in the next slide. So, the first observation after turning the switch on was that the electrons were not transferred directly from zinc to copper, but through the metallic wire connecting the two rods. The arrow on the top of the diagram represents the flow of the current from anode toward the cathode. As you already know that electron transfer takes place only when there is a potential difference between two mediums. Here, the mediums are the zinc and copper rods in the beaker. So, the second observation was the electricity flow was because of the migration of ions from one beaker to the other through the salt bridge. Now, we will learn about the standard electrode potential. The potential associated with each zinc and copper electrode in the previous slides is known as electrode potential. If any gas is taking part in the electrode reaction remains confined to 1 atmospheric pressure and the temperature for carrying out the reaction is kept at 298 Kelvin, then the potential of each electrode is called standard electrode potential. Now, let us learn about the standard electrode potential of electrodes. It is represented by E0. The electrode potential value of the electrode can be calculated by the capability of the active species in the reaction to hold its oxidized or reduced form. The standard electrode potential value of a hydrogen electrode is 0 volts. Let us discuss how to decide whether the given electrode has a negative or positive electrode potential. If the redox couple is a strong reducing agent than the hydrogen ion and the hydrogen couple, then it has a negative electrode potential. But if the redox couple is a weak reducing agent than the hydrogen ion and the hydrogen couple, then it has a positive electrode potential. Here are some values of standard electrode potential for some selected electrode processes as you can see here. Now that we have reached the end of the class, can you think of the way how a very thin and even layer of gold is done on the ornaments? We will discuss this answer to this question in the next slide. Electroplating is the most common method used to create gold-plated jewelry. An electric current passes through a solution containing gold ions in this process. The ions are attracted to the jewelry piece, which causes them to bond with the surface of the base metal. The result is a thin, even layer of gold on the ornaments. With this, I conclude this video.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.